Exclusive contract with Feilu novel network novel. Collapse. Summoning girlfriend to take Blonia home. Faced with annual marriage reminders, Lin Yuan had no choice but to start looking for a business to disguise his girlfriend online. Just as he was about to pay, he realized that he had traveled, but it was not his own. But Blonia, who has grown into a big duck, as a Russian female executive, has actually traveled into her own world. Since we have a Russian female executive, why bother pretending to be our girlfriend? After telling his family that his girlfriend was a foreigner, he also started his daily pasting with Blonia. I thought the journey was over, but I realized that Blonia was just the beginning. The female martial arts gods who have already been flooded with likes on their own accounts have all started to enter their own world one by one. Thunderbolt Yay. If you want to choose a wife, you must be someone who can take care of others. That's the best choice. Alicia. Miss Pink Fairy is the captain's ultimate belonging. Even if the journey ahead is a different world, Miss Fairy is willing to be with you. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. If you can't find your girlfriend, go on a blind date for me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This matter cannot be discussed. How old are you? You're already in your 20s and 60s and still unmarried. Do you want to wait until we die before we can have grandchildren? The little Wang family's son who you played with when you were a child next door can even make soy sauce. If you can't bring it back this year, go on a blind date honestly. Mom, I have something else to do on my end. I need to live stream and call you later. Hang up for now. Drop. After the beep of hanging up the phone appeared, Lin Yuan casually threw his phone onto the table. Her handsome face was now filled with a worried expression. There is less than a month left until the Chinese New Year. His career happened to be the anime anchor of online social cattle and offline autistic. I usually make a living by live streaming to replace character selection and creating second creations. Relying on appearance and high-quality second creation, it is also somewhat well-known in the live streaming industry. Although the fame is high, everyone who engages in anime knows it. How could there be female fans on this battlefield? So although the internet is sweeping across all directions and fans are chatting and chatting. But in reality, he is also a person with a slight sense of social anxiety and autism. Moreover, as a creator of second-generation videos and live streaming uploads, and not participating in chaotic venues like manga exhibitions, I have no chance to interact with women at all. Realistic women have no anime wife fragrance. Thinking of this, Lin Yuan looked at his computer with some helplessness. I opened the temporary girlfriend app that I downloaded a few days ago and started flipping through it. There's a problem with this app. Is it used by serious people? How come the more grass sifts through the more tags? Wait for me to change my account. Your software understands new users. After discovering an increasing number of hired girlfriends with implied profiles and tags during the screening process, Lin Yuan decisively chose to change his account. But it was found that the homepage of new users was more explosive than the filtered old user accounts. Finally, Lin Yuan, who picked left and right, also chose a girl whose profile and tags looked quite normal. Although not particularly outstanding in appearance, the oval-shaped face and the confidence it exudes perfectly match the aesthetic of the older generation. Moreover, it is not far from the city where one is located, so there is no need to worry too much about reimbursing the other party's transportation expenses. Why don't we just leave her? Anyway, I'll just take it back for a few days, and it doesn't look like a messy person. After confirming, Lin Yuan also directly selected this user and connected the video. As the video was played, a somewhat delicate girl appeared on his computer screen. Hello. After seeing the other person's image, Lin Yuan also breathed a sigh of relief and smiled, saying hello. From the other person's appearance and background, it seems that she is not the kind of girl with a chaotic private life. This also frees him from any psychological cleanliness fetish. After greeting the girl across from him, Lin Yuan also began to briefly introduce himself, intending to go straight to the topic. I am a up owner who broadcasts live in a small broken station, but you may not have heard of anime. Well, I know, I've watched your live broadcast. The other party's words almost caused Lin Yuan's brain to crash, and it took him a while to react. Did you just say you watched my live broadcast? Yes, I have watched your second creation videos and live broadcasts before, and I still have some impressions because it's not far away. I didn't expect that a big anchor like you wouldn't be able to find a girlfriend. I didn't expect to have female fans either. Speaking of this, Lin Yuan can't believe it. Didn't they all agree that there is no female fan in anime? But since there are female fans and it seems like they have watched their own live broadcasts, maybe they can take advantage of this opportunity to develop. Just as Lin Yuan's mood was getting higher and higher, he suddenly heard the reversal words that almost made his waist bend. Fortunately, you are a big anchor, so I can rest assured. I'm still thinking if I find anyone to take home and pretend to be my boyfriend, would my family not believe me? Now that it's okay, there's no need to worry about my family not believing or having any ulterior motives. Can you pretend to be my boyfriend? I can give you money. The girl seemed to have thought of something and quickly added a signal to indicate that she was not wasting her time. After hearing the girl's words, Lin Yuan's smile also wore a hint of bitterness. As expected, there is no female fan in anime. Netizens are not deceiving me. The girl who seems to think she is a fan only turns out to crave her clean identity. Believing that taking oneself home will not be doubted by family members, there is no need to worry about tampering with oneself. After all, he is a broadcaster who cannot withstand the turmoil of fame, and spreading rumors online can easily lead to death. But now he doesn't seem to have a better choice either. Thinking of this, Lin Yuan sighed and decided to agree to the other party's request. You don't need to give me money anymore. We just pretend to be lovers and deal with our parents. Can I not go to your house? I just want to deal with my parents and don't want to deal with others anymore. I can give you money, don't worry, it's definitely more than your live streaming. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan felt that his blood pressure had slightly increased, just as he was about to hang up the video. Suddenly, I heard a somewhat incredulous female voice coming from behind me. Captain. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 2. Blonia, coming through time, I can. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Captain. Is that you? Lin Yuan turned his head in confusion when he heard the girl coming from behind him. He has always been the only one in his house, why is there suddenly a female voice coming out now? Then he turned his head and saw someone who couldn't possibly exist in front of him. 2 straight legs and black silk, a scene of surging waves in front of the chest plus a workplace OL outfit and one-handed black gauze gloves. This is exactly Blonia who grew up inside the collapse. But how can the characters in the anime game appear in their own homes? This is not a light novel. Captain. It's really you. Just as Lin Yuan was lost in thought, Blonia rushed over and hugged him. Accompanied by a warm and fragrant scent. A huge softness and elasticity pressed against his chest. A clear reminder to him that this is not a dream. Although I still don't understand what happened. But facing the big duck that hugged him, Lin Yuan didn't hesitate to hold it up. When he picked it up, the girl across from the computer almost stared out of her eyes. Boo, Blonia. How could this be possible? She even doubted whether she had hallucinations after staying up late for too long. Unconsciously getting close to the screen, I almost lay down and wanted to see more carefully. This kind of almost no. He was totally frightened by the same face and voice. He subconsciously overlooked the possibility of COS. Before Lin Yuan could react to the girl's voice, Blonia frowned slightly. After noticing that Lin Yuan also planned to turn off the video, he reached out his hand and turned off the ongoing video on the computer. The act of leaning forward fiercely gave Lin Yuan a slap-like facial cleanser. After finishing all of this, Blonia couldn't suppress the excitement and surprise in her words. I didn't expect you, Captain, to be here. Come back with me now. Yai, Kiana, and the school principal are all very worried about you, Captain. Blonia, who held Lin Yuan's hand, instinctively looked back and wanted to take him away. But she found that the door she had pushed open when she arrived had disappeared, and the scene behind her was no longer her room. Wait a moment, Blonia. Can you let me understand what happened? How did you get here? What is your memory like in your mind? Lin Yuan, who was held down, still hasn't reacted to it until now. The characters in the game they play have traveled into their own world. It seems that my favorability towards myself still inherits the fully satisfied appearance in the game. This surprised Lin Yuan but also caused some slight panic. If their identity is exposed, will these female martial gods castrate themselves? After hearing his words, Blonia also began to explain why she was in this situation. Finally, Lin Yuan spoke with some disbelief. Are you saying, Blonia? When you were planning to go home after testing the game, you saw a change in the door of your office. It's like this, Captain. I saw an extra number of 1 and a 30-day countdown on the door. Later, when the door was opened, I appeared behind you, Captain. I think this time may be the countdown to me being able to stay in your world, Captain. At this point, Blonia's eyes showed a hint of unusual color. If she guessed correctly, since the time is below, then the number of people should be above. That means she can completely monopolize the captain in front of her for this month. While feeling happy, Blonia also thought of the girl she had just heard saying things like giving money. Later, with some hesitation, he spoke up and said, Did the captain just chat with someone? Nothing. Nothing, just a chat with a friend. If the captain is short of money, I can help you. Whether it's computers, stock trading, or making games, Blonia is very skilled. After seeing his denial, Blonia's eyes also showed a clear expression. I didn't specify the situation just now, but politely suggested that I could come and help. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan also looked at Blonia, who was blinking at him in front of him. The other party's appearance just now, combined with the slightly large fluctuation of their movements, is very convincing. He couldn't help but swallow his saliva. Blonia has demonstrated her ability to earn money in the game. In the special plot, Blonia was able to make money by trading stocks to buy MiHoYo during her childhood. Not to mention that she has now evolved into the counterpart of Russian female executives. But in that case, it would become caregiving. Although I am very tempted, if I do not solve the current hidden danger in my heart. Lin Yuan also dared not agree to the other party, otherwise the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Anyway, Blonia has been staying in her own world and will eventually come into contact with it. So he spoke harshly, Blonia, I have a serious question I want to tell you. No matter what the captain wants to say, I will patiently listen. Blonia reached out to her chest and said seriously. Then Lin Yuan took a deep breath and explained in the simplest tone. Reality, virtuality, gaming, MiHoYo, because Blonia grew up to play games herself. So Lin Yuan explained it very easily and quickly made the other party understand the relevant situation. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 3. You feel that I am false in this way. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. After speaking, Lin Yuan also took a deep breath. As if facing a trial, she looked nervously at Blonia in front of her. But it was discovered that Blonia didn't care about what he had just said. Instead, when he looked at himself, he looked straight at him. After a while, Blonia couldn't help but laugh. Lin Yuan couldn't help but be stunned by the curved crescent moon in his eyes. Captain, does Blonia look good? At this moment, Blonia also changed her self-identity and used her hand to lift her hair behind her back. The hand twitched as if it was not his hair but Lin Yuan's mood. Okay. It looks good. Isn't it time to talk about these things now, Blonia? Aren't you surprised? What reaction does the captain expect me to have? I can show you. Upon hearing this, Blonia pondered for a moment and smiled at him, asking. Then, looking at Lin Yuan's somewhat foolish reaction, he spoke with satisfaction. The captain had been worried about this issue all along. She's really a fool like Kiana, but Blonia doesn't dislike it. The captain may be worried about the current situation, but for us, the person we have been in contact with has always been you, the captain. Me. But that's just a game character. Shoo, can the captain wait for me to finish speaking? After hearing Lin Yuan's rebuttal, Blonia reached out her finger and pressed it against his mouth. Due to the close proximity, he could even feel Blonia's breathing and the texture brought by the black gloves. The people we have been in contact with have always been the captain yourself. For the captain, he may be a character in the game, but in our eyes, he has always been the captain. It's just a projection in our world. So the captain should be able to understand a bit. So there's no need to worry about this at all, if the captain is saying that Blonia's world is virtual. At this point, in Lin Yuan's shocked eyes, Blonia also stretched out her hands with a slight nervousness to pick up his face. Just when he thought Blonia would kiss him, the other person just leaned in his ear and said, "Does the captain feel that a virtual object would have such a real feeling?" "I don't know." Feeling the warm breath coming from his ear, Lin Yuan replied with a slightly dry tongue. Lin Yuan, who was somewhat regretful that she didn't kiss, also noticed Blonia's slightly red ears as he looked around in confusion. After seeing this, the corners of his mouth also slightly raised. It's not just oneself who looks shy. Blonia, who seemed bold, was also extremely shy. After speaking, the other person also straightened their waist, cleared their throat, and then spoke up. Since it is real, it means that the world we live in is not just a game. Perhaps our world has been presented to you, Captain, for some reason. Just like the Eratos I created, perhaps Eratos is also a complete world somewhere. Of course. After hearing Blonia's answer, Lin Yuan also showed a sense of relief. Speaking of which, he is now relaxed and there will be no more risks. And there is also an anime girlfriend who likes herself and is totally liked by herself. By the way, Blonia, let's take a group photo. After speaking, Lin Yuan suddenly thought of blind dates. I have been laughed at by those fans on the internet for several years. The blind date has also been urged for several years, and now with Blonia, I will definitely show off and go back. Of course it's possible. After hearing Blonia's agreement, Lin Yuan was also somewhat excited and grabbed Blonia. The distance between the two suddenly decreased to 0, although it did not become negative. Taking a photo at this moment is obviously enough. Too close. Blonia, don't you want to take photos with me? Of course not. After hearing these words, Blonia, who was slightly shy, instinctively spoke up and answered. Then I saw Lin Yuan smiling at his expression. Until he was teasing himself, he still felt a bit annoyed and poked him with his hand. Lin Yuan, who was holding Blonia's waist and sticking to her, also raised his phone and took a group photo of the two in the air. Accompanied by the constant clicking sound of his phone, Lin Yuan's album also added many photos. Is the captain planning to send it out directly like this? Is there a problem with, oh? Lin Yuan hesitated when he heard this and asked. Then, as if thinking of something, he quickly added a sentence, I think Blonia, you already look very beautiful without makeup. No, there's no problem. Upon hearing these obviously flattering words, Blonia seemed to be very receptive. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 4 Impossible. It's absolutely impossible to be true. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After taking the photos, Lin Yuan also posted them on the dynamic of Xiaopa station. My wife, who just drew from the game, has been getting better and better in her card draw rate lately. Due to the current time being Sunday, most of Lin Yuan's fans are online. His updates had just been posted, and when refreshing, he even paused for a moment before scrolling through the comments. Aren't all the dog anchor characters fully drawn? We haven't had any slots recently. Sleeping slots. Shit. Blonia. Duck, why is my big duck with the dog anchor? Is there any Photoshop in the sleeping slot? Come and tell me if there are any Photoshop traces in this photo. This restoration is too high, it must be Photoshop. Where did the anchorman find such a restored cost girlfriend, which is exactly the same, really a Russian female executive? Generally speaking, the degree of restoration is just like this. Ha 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 ha, can't be true, absolutely impossible. The dog anchor roast in the crowd yesterday that he would go home for a blind date, and now he has a girlfriend. I didn't expect you, Captain, to be a streamer with a lot of fans. Blonia, who was looking at her phone together next to him, was somewhat surprised when she noticed the number of fans on Lin Yuan's account. Of course, thanks to your blessings, I still have quite a few fans online. If that's the case, why was the captain just now with that girl? After speaking of this, Blonia's gaze was somewhat erratic. She originally thought it was due to financial reasons that the captain had to do so. But since it's not for money, is it difficult to, what are you thinking? Of course it's not that kind of situation anymore. Just because my mom saw that I never had a girlfriend and wanted me to go back for a blind date. I don't want to go on blind dates, so I found a service online that disguises my girlfriend, but something unexpected happened. After seeing Blonia's appearance, Lin Yuan quickly explained. It took a long time for the other party to understand the situation. But now there's already Blonia, so naturally there's no need to go find anyone else. I happened to take this opportunity to play a video for my mom and let her put down the idea of going on a blind date with me. While laughing and speaking, Lin Yuan also grabbed Blonia's waist and dialed through his mother's authoritative video. And Blonia also smiled a little when she felt the warmth coming from her waist. She didn't dislike Lin Yuan's behavior, and even felt a little happy that she was the first one to come. The first person can always leave an unparalleled advantage and take this opportunity to become the captain's official girlfriend. Dee, accompanied by the vibrating beep of the phone, the video was also connected. Can Mom see it? I can't see it. If you're okay, just hang up first. I have to arrange a blind date for you on my end. Your daughter from Uncle Shen's side is also about the same age as you. When you come back, you two should meet first and see if they meet. Mom, I'm just going to talk about this blind date, don't you? Don't think about refusing me again. You haven't brought back a girl for several years in a row. You must go for this blind date when you come back this year. Don't say it's not suitable anymore. Whether it's suitable or not can only be determined by meeting once. Lin Yuan, who saw that his words had been continuously interrupted, was also very helpless and emphasized loudly, I already have a girlfriend. Even if you have a girlfriend, you still have to go. Wait. Son, what did you just say? Accompanied by a flurry of footsteps, Lin Yuan finally saw his phone lifted up. On the other side of the phone, it was obvious that my mother had just put down cooking and walked over, with a skeptical expression on her face. The next second, I saw Blonia sitting next to Lin Yuan, almost pressing against him. "Hello, Auntie." Blonia also felt a bit shy when she saw Lin Yuan's mother, just like when she was a child and greeted her. "Hey. Hello girl, hello. Mom, let me introduce you. She is Blonia, from the Maoist side, and she is my girlfriend. My profession was originally a high-ranking official in a company in Mao, but now I am still arranging work after coming to our country. Just speak Chinese directly to him, Blonia can understand." After noticing his mother's somewhat confused gaze and expression, Lin Yuan quickly explained. "My daughter, this stinky kid at home doesn't know how to talk. If there's anything that bothers you on a regular basis, just beat him up. If he dares to fight back, you can tell Auntie directly, and Auntie will help you teach him a lesson." "Thank you, Auntie. Mom, I'm still here." After hearing his own mother's words, Lin Yuan said somewhat wryly. "Even if you don't know how to find a topic, you don't have to sacrifice him." Lin Yuan, who was afraid that his mother would shake her own black material for a while, quickly spoke up. "New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here." Chapter 5. I just want to see you distressed for me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mom, Blonia is a bit shy. We'll go back in a few days. Let's wait until we meet. Go home. Go and play on your side. Your daughter doesn't look shy. Give her your phone and let us talk. Old Lin. Old Lin. Come and take a look at our son's daughter. In.law. Not mom, there's not even a word for it yet. Lin Yuan, who was about to stop his mother's behavior, also saw Blonia next to him, smiling and winking at him. It seems that Blonia doesn't care about such behavior. Even though it may seem like enjoying such a title. I guess so, after all, I have reached the highest level of favorability with the other party in the game. I just don't know if all of Blonia's secondary silver wings soaked in other worlds will also come out. If they come out, how can it be difficult to tell my mom about twins? And then, what's a silly smile? Give your phone to your daughter and let your mother, father, and I have a few words with her. Got it. After being interrupted by his own mother, Lin Yuan also handed his phone to Blonia, who had been giggling all along. Seeing the smiles on his father and mother's faces in his video made him feel a little heartbroken. Sure enough, as long as you find your daughter. In.law, you will immediately become the most redundant one in the family. After a while, Blonia smiled and returned the phone to him. Done talking. What did my parents tell you? Uncle and aunt told me that if the captain bullies me, Blonia can teach the captain a hard lesson. So the captain needs to treat Blonia better in the future. Blonia, lying is not a good habit. Watching Blonia smile and bend over to approach her face, Lin Yuan reached out and vigorously rubbed her hair. The silver hair feels surprisingly good when rubbed, smooth and comfortable like expensive silk. The originally intense rubbing also slowed down, and in the end, it was simply placed directly in Blonia's hair. The icy and cool yet slightly warm feeling made him feel exceptionally comfortable. Blonia, whose hair was crumpled, had no intention of stopping. Instead, it made a sound similar to that of a cat being rubbed, like a kitten. Really, if the captain messes up, he's responsible for combing Blonia back. Of course, it's just that I don't know how to comb my hair. If it's not done well, Blonia, don't blame me. I would love any hair that the captain combs. After hearing these words, Blonia's face also showed a smile. This straight-ball provocative behavior made Lin Yuan feel a bit overwhelmed. I haven't seen the opponent's provocative behavior of hitting a straight ball in the game yet, and only by she would have done so. He doubted whether Blonia had studied with Sierre. Just now, the captain's parents wanted to send me 2 red envelopes, but because I don't have communication devices and identity information in the captain's world yet. So I politely declined the captain's parents. So has the captain considered how to arrange Blonia's situation in your world? Oh. Lin Yuan suddenly fell silent as he watched Blonia blink at him. He seems unable to handle the issue of Blonia's identity information. After all, he is just an ordinary person. It is impossible to obtain identity information for a black user at all. So he couldn't help but feel a headache and began to ponder and try to come up with a solution. But thinking about it, I saw a cunning smile on Blonia's face. Blonia, if you have a way, just say it directly. Don't tease me, I really can't think of any way. Blonia just wanted to see the captain's expression of distress for me. The captain shouldn't be angry with me, right? Upon hearing this, Blonia smiled and hugged Lin Yuan directly, burying her head in his chest. Because Lin Yuan suddenly disappeared for a month in her world, it made her and them both extremely anxious and distressed. She can only numb and conceal her anxious mood through continuous work. It was also this month that made him fully understand and face his emotions, wanting to tightly hold on to the person he loved in front of him. Blonia, if you have a way, just let me know. I'm not as smart as you. Looking at Blonia buried in his arms like a cat, Lin Yuan gently asked. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Is it better to be a beast or a beast than a beast in Chapter 6? You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. After arriving in the captain's world, Blonia not only felt a bit uncomfortable with the power of the collapse energy. All other knowledge is still stored in my mind. I can use my computer to hack into the captain's world database and modify the records. After hearing Blonia's words, Lin Yuan suddenly remembered. The duck in front of me is a complete genius. Not to mention the technology that has shattered the world, it is also far beyond their own world. Yeah, I almost forgot about Blonia. You're still a genius. Of course, I'm not a fool like Kiana. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan was also somewhat dumbfounded and couldn't help but laugh. At this moment, the other party didn't forget to harm Kiana. Can the captain lend me some money after completing the message? Of course, not to mention borrowing, Blonia. You are now my girlfriend or fiancée AE. My money is not your money, it's just an advance payment. After speaking, Lin Yuan also looked nervously at Blonia. I don't know if this seemingly low-level love talk will have any effect on the other party. But he never received an answer from the other party, and he found that Blonia was just burying her head tightly in his arms without looking up. Blonia. After seeing her like this, Lin Yuan tentatively spoke up. After realizing it was useless, I had to come up with a crooked idea and suddenly shouted in one direction, look at Kiana. After shouting, she quickly turned her gaze towards Blonia in her arms. Then I saw Blonia, who was a bit panicked and looked up slightly, blushing all over her face. Like a red apple that makes people want to take a bite. Her eyes were also filled with shyness as if a mist had risen, and her pupils trembled slightly, which was incredibly moving. After seeing the expression on Lin Yuan's face, she also realized that she had been deceived. Captain. You lied to Blonia. After hearing these words, Lin Yuan could no longer suppress the impulse that had sprouted in his heart. Blonia in this state, combined with this seductive and delicate language, is completely like a ship-slaying sword. So he slowly extended his head and gently kissed Blonia's forehead. Because Blonia's face was too flushed, his kiss did not feel cold. On the contrary, it was incredibly warm, as if the two people's violently beating hearts were touching each other and emitting warmth. Faced with Blonia, who seemed ready without any resistance, Lin Yuan kept taking deep breaths to suppress his inner desires. Although he can push the boat with the flow now, he cannot do that. Blonia likes him and he also likes the other person, but for him, the contact in the game is fake. Pushing someone down without any emotional contact actually makes him feel like he's facing someone like women in customs. This is disrespect towards Blonia, who loves her, and also disrespect towards herself. Happy times are always brief. Even if it's just holding on to Blonia, the two of them keep communicating in warmth. Time is also fleeting. The dim light reflected through the curtains also indicates that dusk has passed. Blonia, I suddenly remembered that I have to live stream in half an hour, and the computer may not be able to accommodate you. So there's still some time left now, let's take this opportunity to go to Computer City and buy you a computer. Blonia just needs this thing. As soon as Lin Yuan finished speaking, he saw Blonia pulling out a black box from her pocket. This black box is like a giant at the end of the 20th century. He looked at this thing with a surprised expression on his face. This is a portable network device. When I came to find the captain, I had just finished testing the game and was planning to go home to debug, so I brought this device with me. Now we can use this device to help Blonia deal with her identity issues in the captain's world. No. I'm not surprised by this. After hearing the explanation, Lin Yuan casually replied. But her gaze was indeed fixed on the pocket of Blonia's professional dress. He couldn't imagine why such a small pocket could hold such a large black box. Could it be that the skirt pocket of an anime girl is really four-dimensional like Doraemon? Captain, do you want to touch and see? Blonia, who noticed his gaze, thought that Lin Yuan was looking at her black hair. I said this sentence with some difficulty. After speaking, the whole person was also limp as if without bones and continued to collapse in Lin Yuan's arms. This. After hearing Blonia's words, Lin Yuan swallowed his saliva. He is super tempted by this proposal. But if I really do this, it doesn't feel like I'm a gentleman. At this moment, Lin Yuan was struggling in his heart. I don't know if it's better to be a beast or a beast. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 7. It's okay to deceive your brothers, don't deceive yourself. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Lin Yuan was still struggling internally. I feel like my hands are being held by a pair of soft and boneless hands. Then he was slowly pulled towards the place that Blonia had just pointed out. Is it really possible? Blonia let out a very low hum like a mosquito. If it weren't for the fact that there were only two people in the room, Lin Yuan probably wouldn't have heard his words. After seeing her agree, Lin Yuan couldn't help but feel a little excited. Surprisingly, it's rare to have the opportunity to see a four-dimensional pocket like Doraemon. After all, how can an anime girl meet a third dimension? But now he not only touched it, but also caught a glimpse of a four-dimensional skirt pocket. You're so lucky. With hopeful eyes, his hand was gradually pulled over by Blonia. And then put it on the black silk. After his hand was placed on the black thread, Lin Yuan's head froze for a moment without any reaction. He just wants to see the four-dimensional space in the pocket of the skirt. I don't want to be a beast. But since I have already been urged to be a beast. Lin Yuan also instinctively grabbed it. Meaty and very smooth. I can't help but want to tear it off. Blonia, who was arrested, also let out a criminal groan. Cough, since you already have the equipment, Blonia, we won't go to Computer City. My live broadcast is about to start. I'll start working to save you money for stock trading. Lin Yuan, who couldn't resist seeing the situation, quickly stood up and wanted to retreat. I got up in a panic and accidentally scratched my arm several times in the very soft hot water bag. Wait a moment. What's wrong? After hearing Blonia's voice, Lin Yuan felt a bit flustered in his words. Your clothes. Is the captain planning to live stream like this? Under her reminder, Lin Yuan lowered his head and realized that his clothes were a bit messy. Under the almost flipped collar, sweat covered the whole body. If this status is directly broadcasted, plus that Blonia is still in her room. He estimated that as soon as he appeared on the live broadcast, he would be reported for being involved in pornography and then shamefully broadcasted. Just as he was a bit stunned and planning to change into spare clothes. I saw a blue-gray sweater in front of me. Blonia bent over from the side and gently tidied up his clothes. Just like a virtuous wife. Smooth out the creases caused by the two people's activity just now. After completing all of this, Blonia pulled the stool and stood next to Lin Yuan. I started directly projecting the black box image and started working with full concentration. Watching Blonia attentively beside him made Lin Yuan somewhat moved. This scene is like an anime hand-drawn scene a few hours ago. If someone tells him that he will enjoy this kind of life in the future, insert it into the box. He would slap that person without hesitation. He was still young and didn't want to touch the mud truck. Lin Yuan, with an inexplicable mood, also launched a live streaming software for a broken website on his computer. His daily live broadcast time is fixed at night. Therefore, after the dynamic photos were released, a group of fans and passers-by were all squatting in his anchor room. As soon as the broadcast started, a pile of bullet comments kept scrolling on the screen. The dog anchor has finally started broadcasting. Brothers, start cursing, I'll come first. Hee hee. Source dog, hurry up TNND, tell us the photo belongs to you. Hurry up. Don't make me kneel down, please. No one really believes that the photo is real, right? No, no. At first glance, the photo is Photoshop. How could this flawless face and that hair color that doesn't actually exist in reality be real? Dog anchor, hurry up and give the picture to your girlfriend. We're here to see the perfectly restored Blonia Kos, not to see you. If you have anything nice to watch, hurry up and leave. Ignoring the mixed barrage of good and bad, Lin Yuan skillfully opened the game. The property manager quickly got to work, and those who curse and swear have all been banned from speaking. 30 days, oh no. Give him a permanent package, I'm not used to these black powder. Do you have any boss rules for drawing characters? As usual, new bosses can refer to my profile. User dog source gives ye death, gifted a spaceship with the caption. Get lost. Let the female anchor board, we're here to see Blonia. That's right, dog anchor, get out of here. Who wants to draw cards? We're here to see the big duck. We haven't released any new characters yet. What role should we draw? Hurry up and give the position to the female anchor. The anchor can't really be P's girlfriend, can she? She doesn't even dare to show us a face. I just said that Goyuan was still looking for a girlfriend in his fan group yesterday. How could he have such a beautiful Kos girlfriend? It's okay for the anchor to deceive the brothers. Don't deceive yourself too, remember not to mistreat your five-fingered girl. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 8. How can the human heart be so dangerous? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Watching the barrage of constantly scrolling screens. As well as constantly giving gifts, Lin Yuan's eyes showed a hint of helplessness. If there is no explosive program effect during your own live broadcast, it is simply unrealistic to have such a situation. But now only a photo of Blonia and herself has such an effect. Indeed, the charm of anime is unparalleled. If Blonia were to act as her proxy now, it would definitely explode in popularity. It is also natural to leave the first impression that Blonia is a cos identity. This way, it will be more convenient to take someone out when they have status in the future. But Blonia is still busy with identity issues. So Lin Yuan ignored the barrage's request and continued to speak up. Thank you to all the audience friends and bosses for your support. Is there any boss who wants to draw a character? If I don't draw characters, I also take on various secondary creation videos here, ensuring that they can kill people. Anchor, don't talk nonsense. Hurry up and get Blonia on the account. You're still missing out on the official second creation acquisition company of MiHoYo. Brothers, do I feel like we've been deceived and swollen? Yeah, the dog Anchor has been refusing to let Blonia appear. It's certain that P2 cheated on the gift by riding on the heat. Give it to Yishina. Let's break up, brothers. You can deceive gifts at first glance. Let's go and kill the three kingdoms. The general upstairs is truly a pillar of the Han dynasty. I will go and give Dog Kill a good review now. The popularity and number of viewers in the live broadcast room have increased due to Blonia's photo. But after Blonia's prolonged absence, she also began to have an unstoppable tendency to decline. After seeing a downward trend in popularity, Lin Yuan could only start to lose his appetite. As a seasoned fisherman and anchor, he knows too much about the urination of this audience. So he deliberately spoke loudly, Blonia, have you finished your work yet? Not yet, what's up with the captain? Blonia can give up her job at any time to help you work, Captain. There's nothing wrong, it's just that the audience in my live broadcast room wants you to help me broadcast on my behalf. But since Blonia, you haven't finished your work, then forget it. After hearing the expected answer, Lin Yuan also looked back at the live broadcast room. Because Blonia's cold voice came just now. Let the previously somewhat unpopular live broadcast room boil again. The sound of the sleeper slot is so original. It's just the same. Did the anchor invite the voice of Guhan directly home? I'm dead from this sound, I really want to be whipped by a big duck. It's really just a female executive from Mao, the sound is too authentic and powerful. Dog Anchor, hurry up and let Blonia come live. Even if you don't show your face during the live broadcast, don't force me to kneel down and beg you. User Dog Source gives ye death gives 66 spaceships as a gift, with the caption. Dog Source asks for money if he dies, doesn't scatter eagles if he doesn't see rabbits, doesn't he want gifts for him? Let Blonia come out quickly. Thank you to the boss for sending 66 spaceships. But I have to make one point, who doesn't know my character? Am I the kind of person who desperately wants money? User Dog Source gives ye death gives 10 spaceships as a gift, with the following message. Brothers. I self-destructed. I showcased my account and used my cousin's ID card, he is underage. The user Dog Source gives ye death gifted 10 spaceships, with the caption. If the dog anchor doesn't let Blonia show her face again, I will directly give a full refund to the underage. Hahaha, that's so naughty. I've never seen a boss who handles such a naughty job before. 666,666, have you all seen it, brothers? A wave of gifts for underage accounts. If the anchor doesn't let Blonia show her face again, a refund will be issued. Now that AI is so advanced, maybe it was the voice synthesized by the anchor just now, that's why I dare not show my face. Calm down, brothers. Are you all new here? Don't you know whose account this is? After seeing the message after the gift, Lin Yuan felt a bit uneasy. The human heart can be so dangerous. The boss took the lead in deceiving gifts and even demanded a refund. Fortunately, the recipient of this gift brush is his operating account. And I have also applied to Xiaopa Station. The price is cheap and you don't need to split it in 3 or 7. Ladies and gentlemen, don't follow me in this way, who doesn't know I'm a gentleman. Brushing gifts is useless, I'm not the kind of person who would bend over for money. Why is this bar almost full? Did you understand me and tell the anchor what this bar is? Looking at the constantly rising gift bar, Lin Yuan's mouth also slightly raised. If he had never done this before. After all, a person's life starts broadcasting for a month every day, relying on gifts and contracts to ensure a minimum. No matter what, it can still exceed 10,000. Living alone is completely enough. But now, in order to make money from Blonia's stock trading, let's talk about the reality. The acquisition of MiHoYo by Second Innovation can only be a compromise for money. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 9. Blonia. I am planning to collect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The data is a bit poor. Find a wave of data, ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for rewards, and ask for evaluation tickets. If you have them, add more. After watching the gift strip gradually grow up, Lin Yuan originally intended to move the screen to a different position. This way, Blonia can be photographed inside the camera. Don't disturb her work either. But just as I was about to move my screen, his hand was held down by a hand wearing black gloves. Blonia. Captain, I have completed my work. So fast. After hearing Blonia's answer, Lin Yuan's words were filled with shock. Well, Blonia's work has been completed and everything has been taken care of. With the network tool designed by Dr. Tesla, the efficiency in the captain's world will be very high. It's a bit high. Lin Yuan scratched his head and answered with a smile. He has only just started his live broadcast for more than 10 minutes. Even if Blonia started early before his live broadcast. But it took less than half an hour. In less than half an hour, I hacked into a country's citizen database. Should it be said that it is truly the crushing force of technology from the collapsing world? Is the captain still broadcasting? Do you need Blonia's help? Blonia, can you also live stream? Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan asked with some surprise. Blonia may be very skilled in making games and the internet. But live streaming is completely different from gaming. I advise you not to meddle in your affairs. Let her play. Let her play. Even if we're just sitting still, we're willing to watch. The recumbent trough has a high degree of reduction. It's exactly the same. It's like a duck has really passed through. Where did the anchor find such a restored cosplay? Why can't I encounter it? Please contact me. The same voice and the same appearance. The brothers solved the case. This is Blonia. Is the captain looking down on Blonia? During the production of Eratos, there were also many game promotions that required recording and live streaming. Blonia is no less impressive than the captain in terms of live streaming and video production. After hearing these words, Blonia crossed her waist with one hand and spread out her hand in a professional manner. After seeing his appearance, Lin Yuan was also somewhat attracted and spoke up, No, I believe Blonia is excellent no matter what she does. If you want, Blonia, come and help me broadcast it. I happen to be cooking for you. It's already evening now. After the live broadcast, it's dinner time. After the live broadcast, Blonia can make it for the captain, just so that you can taste my craft. Oh. Alright then. Originally, Lin Yuan wanted to ask Blonia if she could cook. But thinking of the other person's words just now, I still held back and didn't ask them. Although it doesn't seem to have been shown in the original plot. But in the official anime of Valkyrie's dining table, Blonia did indeed cook food when she was a child. And because the two had a conversation in front of the computer. The sound was also completely recorded. Why are other people's girlfriends so virtuous? I have to go home and cook after work. Duck, my duck, take me away quickly. Ah. I want to stab a dog anchor and find a cos who looks and sounds exactly the same. Surprisingly, his personality is so gentle. The script. It's all scripts, I don't believe it's true. I don't believe it. Brothers solved the case. In fact, the anchor was Sierra who played tricks on her, that's why Blonia is so gentle with the dog anchor. Cough, hello everyone, I am Blonia Zykek. He is a traveler who came across time and space, but an accident occurred during the acquisition of MiHoYo, resulting in failure. Due to the turbulence of time and space, I am now penniless. Now Blonia is planning to acquire MiHoYo again. I would be extremely grateful if you would be willing to support Blonia's plan. At the same time, after acquiring MiHoYo, I will launch the game, Baratos, that I designed. After taking over Lin Yuan's live broadcast position, Blonia appeared exceptionally skilled. After a simple adaptation, I quickly entered a state and began to ask for gifts. Just as she finished speaking. The gifts in the live broadcast room are also constantly scrolling through the screen as if they are free of money. Even the special effects and barrage effects brought by the gift have suppressed the normal barrage. Lin Yuan, who was listening to these words next to him, couldn't help but cover his eyes. Others would only think that Blonia might just be talking. But he knew that Blonia in front of him really had this strength. Give him some time, maybe he can really buy MiHoYo. The thought of Viagra being kicked out of MiHoYo and the fact that Blonia became the boss behind the scenes, Lin Yuan's unexpected feeling seemed incredibly pleasing and feasible. By then, Blonia will also be a genuine Russian female executive. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here. Chapter 10. When his boyfriend comes out, you heartbroken. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, in another live broadcast room of Xiaopa station. I was soaked by someone. What does that mean? How could someone have been soaking me in my live broadcast room? Han Se, who was reading comments, suddenly couldn't react when she saw the barrage in her live broadcast room. Are there any more creative videos of Silver Wolf and Blonia and Sierra? As a broadcaster and voice actor, her main roles include Silver Wolf and Blonia. The sudden barrage of bullets caused her to not react immediately. She only realized when she remembered the situation with the game that she might be referring to a second creation video of the characters in the game. It's not an Aquan video. It's really the same as Blonia. If not, there's Blonia. Has the little angel ever dubbed someone else? The voice of the cos next door is exactly the same. Don't be awkward in the front, their voice is obviously better and more similar to the big duck provided by the anchor. Anchor, hurry up and take a look next door. There's a pirated version of Blonia. Oh, the anchor turned out to be a pirated version, so it's okay. If the anchor doesn't go to the next door to see the source dog, they will be going to stop broadcasting and you won't be able to see Blonia anymore. Watching the barrage of intermittent messages for half a day, Han Se finally realized it. There should be some cosplay in the live broadcast that is more like letting this group of people browse in their own live broadcast room. That's someone else's live broadcast, even if they play more like us in the past, they don't even have a good microphone. I think we can talk about the second innovation project that miHoYo company is going to stage in a few days. As the voice actor for Blonia, I am also among the invited ones. I can take you live to watch it. Speaking of which, Hansei also started to look at the barrage that came with her gift brushing. I have been abandoned, I already have a ready-made Blonia. Don't need me anymore. It's not that you're exaggerating a bit, is it? It's just cos. Even if it never sounds like it, it's the same as Blonia, isn't it? Okay, let's go take a look, just take a look, and then come back. Seeing that everyone was scrolling through the barrage, I knew it. Later, Hansei also said somewhat helplessly. Then I followed the live broadcast room provided in the barrage and started searching. Due to some reasons, Arados has not yet launched an idea for public release. I don't have the demo version either, but I still have an internal beta version of Arados here. If you want to see me play, wait. Just as she clicked into the live broadcast room, Hansei heard a familiar voice coming from her ear. Originally only hindered by the demands of her fans, she gradually widened her eyes. Wow! Isn't this too similar? Is it a recording from the game? I remember I didn't match this segment. The smoothness of this doesn't seem like it's synthesized either. I feel like this voice is more like Blonia when I grow up than it matches mine. After hearing the sound, the silly expression spoke in disbelief. Because Blonia's voice is very difficult to match when she grows up. She finds it difficult to match and needs to adjust her state. But how does it sound like the cosplay in this live broadcast room is smoother and more similar than her? Ha, the little angel himself has been scared. He's going to lose his job. This voice is too similar, it's completely Blonia Benya. Let's talk about it. I feel that this cosplay not only looks similar, but also has a better sound than the silly color scheme. Be careful of your hands and feet in the front. After seeing the barrage in the live broadcast room, Hansei raised her eyebrows and said, don't worry, what if it doesn't look like? Similar sounds don't necessarily mean anything. Let me take a closer look at who this expert is when I refresh. Due to network issues, he could only hear sound when he first entered the live broadcast room. But I still can't see the scene clearly in the live broadcast room. After the web page is reloaded again, the screen in the live broadcast room has finally been displayed. As soon as she saw the picture, Hansei immediately leaned back on her spinning chair. I'm going to lose my job digging trenches. What should I do, brothers? You anchors, I'm going to lose my job. Are you sure this is really not a virtual anchor? Tell me quickly that you are deceiving me. This is actually a virtual anchor. Hansei began to exaggerate and continuously enlarged the live broadcast room screen. Try to find out some traces of anime and software. But no matter how many times you watch Blonia in the live broadcast footage, she couldn't find any traces of synthesis. Very scary, brothers, very scary. How could this woman be so perfect? She has no flaws at all. Not only does it look like a voice, but it also feels very scary. This must be fake, I'm telling you it must be fake. After watching the screen in detail for a few minutes, the silly woman spoke with a very confident expression. I'll have nothing to say when his boyfriend comes out. The silly language of reciting the barrage word by word was full of disbelief. How could it be, Blonia? How could she have a girlfriend? Don't ruin my heart. New book set sale, collect flowers, ask for monthly tickets, and ask for rewards. Ask for everything and take everything, no matter how little it is. Love the author and don't mind it. If there is data available, add more. The first day data is crucial, determining whether the book can be written or not. I am seeking it here.